Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you see, this is the picture of the richest man in Africa, Aliko Dangote. You know, Dangote is not always on the news. No, he always comes on the news when it is necessary. But this time around, he came on the news for a very wrong reason. You know, I am not really impressed with what Dangote talked about. Person like Dangote should not be talking about issue like this at all, because he is one of the contributing factor to the problem. Yes, he is one of the contributing factor to the problem. Before I say anything, see this video.
Mr. Dangote, you have previously complained about the difficulty of traveling on a Nigerian passport across the continent. Has it become easier?
Even an hour ago, I complained to President Kagame.
At least you can come here visa-free.
No, here is the best example, but I told him that, yes, as an investor, as somebody who really wants to make Africa great, I have to now apply 35 different visas on my passport. And I told Mr. President, I said, Mr. President, I really don't have the time to go and be dropping my passports in embassies to get a visa. But you see, the most annoying thing is that, yes, if you are treating everybody the same, then I can understand. You know, I can assure you, Patrick doesn't need 35 visas. No, I said that. What I'm saying, you have.
You do not. You don't need 35 visas on a French passport compared to a Nigerian passport.
35 visas on French passport.
No.
But, you know, so which means you have a freer movement than myself in Africa.
You see it? This is the video where Dangote was complaining that in his, as he is, person of his caliber, will still need at least 35 visas to visit African nations, to still move around in Africa. He still need at least about 35 visas. You know, the reason why I'm not pleased with what he said is because this thing that he is complaining now is something that has been happening many years back. It didn't start today. It has been happening over the years. And him, being the richest man in Africa, must have been experiencing this thing one way or the other. And because of who he is in Africa, he has a very close relationship with almost all the leaders of Africa. You could not effect that change by, bringing it up as a suggestion, talking about it, in fact, bringing it to the public space, making a move to make sure that African leadership responds to this thing. You could not do that. You could not even draw the attention of African Union to it based on who you are. No, you are coming out to complain in a conference that you at this age, somebody that has been the richest man in Africa for only God knows when. If he come out in the morning, he will enter back in the night. The person of your caliber, you cannot say that you are just waking up to realize that people still need visa to move within African nations. You know, a lot of young people, a lot of young leaders and young enthusiasts, Pan-Africanists, have been talking about this thing. There is no reason whatsoever that Africa would be needing visa to visit a fellow African nation. No reason at all. But the problem is bigger than visa problem. Yes. When you go to some countries in Africa, a fellow African will treat you as a second-class citizen, especially our Africa people that are from the northern Africa, because of the wrong orientation that they have given to them. Look, when you move around Africa, you will discover that some people, they don't even recognize you that you are a fellow African. They don't. When they receive money from the West, they are ready to do whatever the West asks them to do to you. They will do it to you. Then Dangote is talking about visa. You need 35 visa, this and that. The problem is beyond 35 visa. We as Africans, our concern and our question should be, is Africa truly independent? That is where we must start from. Because a lot of African nations are still under the control and the surveillance of the West. Let's tell ourselves the truth. But African leaders, people of this caliber like Aliko Dangote, they will not come out to talk about things like that, things that concerns us as African people. No, They only talk about things that concern them, how they can gain in their business. The unity of Africa must start from those who are at the top in Africa. They are the ones that should be the catalyst of that change. They are the ones that should advocate. They are the ones that should sponsor those who are advocating. No, they will not do that. They will come out to be talking. It's now you know that visa 35. I beg you, may they leave that story.